Dads never win in court. So I've been fighting for my kids for a very long time now. I have them Friday to Monday every week. So my baby mother has the kids one more day a week than me. And I've been in and out of court trying to get 7 on, 7 off, because there's more things I can do with my son during the week. Karate, football, boxing, you know. On the weekends, it's real hard. She get one more day a week than me. And I pay an absorbent amount of child support. So I've been trying to fight for more time and less child support. I got a notice in the mail last week they raising my child support. I can't win more time. They won't give me more time. I ran through 3 lawyers. I've been at 27 court dates, and I keep getting denied. But I got a letter in the mail. My income didn't go up. I ain't making more money. I just got more bills now. And you gonna raise my child support? So I'm coming here today to the child support office to find out what's going on. This is so embarrassing. I'm about to walk in. I paid my child support. I'm doing the right thing, but I gotta walk in here like I'm some degenerate. Bruh, it's rigged for us to fail, so I just left, right? They're increasing it because I bought a house and I had a substantial uptick in my brokerage portfolio. Yo, when the stock market was in the tank, they didn't lower my child support because I lost all the money. I just let it sit there. That's for the kids' retirement, when they're older. I bought a house. What am I supposed to do, rent my whole life? They want to know how I was able to accomplish that. Right, so now there's an investigation on my income, which is crazy. Then they wanted to suspend my license. I'm like, listen, I pay child support every month. Yeah, but you're paying it late. How? It's due on the 20th. I paid on the 20th. Yeah, you got to pay it 5 days before the due date. Once you give me a due date before, it don't even make no sense. So now I got to go across the street to the courthouse to see what's going on with this increase. They got a private internal investigation on my income. Like, yo, that's crazy. The more I fight, the less I want to fight. Deep down inside, it hurt me because, yo, you got 2 nice cars, you live in a nice house, and I'm funding your lifestyle. I could be giving the money to the kids, giving them more experiences. Like, why the f I'm busting my to make sure you straight? All right, you got them 1 more day a week than me. 1 more, that's 4 more days a month. I'll take those 4 days and I don't ask no child support.
This is how the system treats fathers, and they wonder why men are checking out in mass. Remember how he said, the more I fight, the less I want to fight. It's a rigged game purposefully set up in that way to beat you down into giving up. They make it as hard and as expensive as possible to ensure you give up rather than trying to fight back. The best way to beat them at their own rigged game is to never play it.
Sometimes I'll think, I've been single for 4 years, I ain't went on a single date, and sometimes I'll think maybe, it'd be nice to watch a movie with somebody to share spaghetti with. And then I see stories like the pickleball wife, bruh. No, I'm still gonna pass. I'll stay single, bruh. No thank you. Hard pass on that.
Things I want in a man. Number 1, height. My man's gotta be above 6'2". My last 2 boyfriends were 6'3". Both of them. And they were jacked. And they looked really good. How am I supposed to downgrade from that? So, unfortunately, my next man will have to be 6'2" and up. Number 2, you can't have a gut. I need you built. I need you fit and going to the gym multiple times a week. I'm sorry, I'm just not gonna date a fat guy. If I can be in the gym 5 days a week and be fit and care about how I look, you can do it. Number 3, he cannot have a salary cap. Whatever career he's in, he needs to have multiple streams of income, and we need to be able to make as much money as possible. That's why I will never date a guy who works in corporate. What is your 100K salary cap gonna do for me? The max you'll ever be able to get to is 150? Yeah, no, we're good. I need you in a career that is going to make us money. I am a lover of luxury. I like expensive things. I like expensive vacations. So will you, if you're my man. So we need a career that can support that. Number 4, whenever we travel, he's got to be flying his business. I'm sorry, we're not staying in economy together. It's just not happening. Again, this is where the lack of salary cap is really gonna help. And number 5, he's got to have a really nice watch. I'm not really impressed when I hear somebody has a Rolex anymore because those can be really cheap. I would much prefer if you had an AP or a Patek and maybe multiple of them. The Rolex can be your day watch and it still better be 50K plus.
Okay. Honey, you're not worth it. You're not worth it. Can I say what we're all thinking? The fact that you delineated this with such, an ego, like you think you're God's gift, you're not worth any of those things. If he is 6'2" and up, built, has multiple watches of the kind that you delineate are appropriate, makes over 150K with no salary cap, and flies his girlfriend first class everywhere, even if he does all that, he shouldn't be doing it for you because you're not worth it. Right? The girl who's worth it is the one who doesn't demand all this and gets it just because she's polite and amazing to be around and loyal and loves her man for who he is, not for the stuff. So again, and listen, oh God, I hate to be this person. Attractive girl, yes, but man, she thinks she's a 10 plus and I don't know. Listen, girls, you have an inflated sense of self that's beyond. So these are the types of girls. Honey, what are you doing for him? I want a list. In fact, I would like you, honey, if you're watching, because some of them do, by the way. Just so you know, guys, I get messages from these women. Oh my God, that's me in the video. You're so mean. You're like a mean, like old woman. I eat it up like you know, a Christmas cookie that's just cooked just right. It's not too soft. It's not too burnt. I eat it up because you know what? It's getting under their skin because I'm telling them the truth. So, honey, love muffin out there, if you see the video, I would like to see your list of what you bring to the table that doesn't involve what you look like. Crickets chirp a little bit more. Really, I want a long list. This is crazy, okay? And now, listen, it would be one thing if she internally really, like, said, well, I want a guy. The height thing always is just fascinating to me. Like, I can't, I don't know what that's about. But if you wanted a guy who was fit and you wanted a guy who made good money because you wanted to be like, say you wanted to not work, right? And you wanted to be like, hey, I want to stay home with the kids, so he's got to carry the load. And let's say you really did, when you traveled, you wanted to travel really well and you wanted to take a really great vacation. And, you know, the watches is ridiculous, honestly. Was how unbelievably materialistic and lame. But whatever. Let's say you wanted these things and you internally felt like that. You would also, if you were a good woman, you'd be like, you know what, I have to be pulling my weight, you know, and I'm going to provide these things that a guy really wants. I'm going to make myself really attractive to those, you know, high value guys that have the money and all this. And what's that going to look like? Well, it's going to look like me being respectful and me being loyal and me being submissive. And, you know, the man of the house is the man of the house. And I'm not going to be a headache for him. And I'm going to say, hey, I want to stay home with the kids. I want to, you know, cook the meals, and I want to be present, and I want to be mom. And, you know, it's a different energy that then guys want to do. Guys are so inclined to want to do really nice things for good women, right? They want to do nice things for you. They want to treat their girlfriends well. They want to buy a nice, you know, birthday treat or a birthday surprise, but not for women like this. Guys, listen, if they're delineating all this stuff, they don't care about you. They want like a showpiece, or they want like, it's all about money, and she's a lover of luxury. She doesn't care about you at all. You want a woman who cares about you so much that the stuff is extra and it's nice. Don't get me wrong. A beautiful luxury vacation is nice. Don't get me wrong. Flying first class is nice, and all this stuff is nice. Even the watches, which I could give a lick about. But yeah, sure, it's nice stuff. Okay, whatever the stuff is that you like. I like, you know, infrared saunas that are expensive. So it's nice. But you need to know that that woman's going to be by your side through thick and thin, not there for the stuff. How unbelievably unlikable these women are, right? Is it me? Get in the chat. Tell me. I want to know.
We are living in such an odd timeline because men no longer want to be with beautiful women. They want to be beautiful women themselves.
Oh? How exactly are we going to try to shame men today?
I went on a date recently, and this guy was talking about this members only club, and I was like, oh, I'm actually familiar with it, like I've been. And he was like, how have you been? And I was like, oh, I went as a guest on a date. And to be honest, I thought the club was stupid. And I can more than financially afford to be part of this club myself. I just don't want to be. I don't think it's worth it.
If we could be getting to the actual point at some time, that would be lovely.
And he was like, that's so unfair. I wish I could have gone and had someone pay for it as a date. And I was like,
I don't understand why they're so shocked. I mean, equality after all. Shouldn't guys be treated just as well in dating as women are?
men like hate that beautiful women are rewarded.
No, they don't. Because if they did, then women would never get taken anywhere nice on a date. And by the way, it's not just beautiful women that get treated well.
But they set up this system where women are rewarded for being beautiful. Like, if you are losing at a game that you invented, I cannot fix that for you.
Right, so the entire point of that video was to try to shame men for wanting to be treated as special in regards to the dating game as well. Yeah, we are living in odd times.
They demand you do everything under the sun while offering nothing but an expensive headache. Way too many of them truly believe their looks makes up for their absence of good character. But blaming men for avoiding them like the plague is easier than taking accountability for their own actions.
So, what's your sign?
So I'm looking for someone who's also financially stable and not has to work a 9 to 5 every day to live their life.
You have to have at least 3 cars under your name. Your second car has to have 8 seats because I have 3 kids. Oh, I want them to be comfortable whenever we go with you on a trip or something. You want me to come with you? I'm gonna bring my kids, and you need to have enough space for my kids. So
Just my finances.
Buddy really got on here and said that if the Titanic happened today, most men would be fighting women for a seat. Like, I'm supposed to be ashamed that I'm not sacrificing my life for Brittany Renner. Yeah, but when the Titanic happened, gang, I don't think you know that most was sacrificing themselves, yeah, they was saving like wives that was taking care of matriarchs of families and backbones of they was knitting. They wasn't worried about who got in free before 11. They wasn't worried about baby money having a booth. Yeah, I'm not saving no that's posting twerk videos on her close friends. I don't give a about her. Actually, I'm proud to say that it wouldn't be much of a fight. Or if you want to see what, Google, get on YouTube and type in Spopovich versus Vidal, because that's what the was gonna happen. If between me and you, the baby mama, no, you're not making it. You mean to tell me I'm gonna save your life just so you can get on Facebook the next week and say this ain't shit? Stop it.
Not only do they think they are entitled to your bank accounts, they think they are entitled to your life as well. If you aren't willing to die for a random woman, you don't know who wouldn't even consider doing the same for you in a million years. There must be something wrong with you according to them.
The amount of men that are broke, don't want to be providers, or spend their money to take a woman out to nice places, what do you want then? Do you even like women? Maybe you should be dating men. These types of guys are wondering what they're getting in return when they're getting her presents. Women can afford their own dinner. They don't need to be there, and they don't understand. There can only be one princess.
Now, the irony of her comments are simply delicious, aren't they? It is absolutely amazing how they cannot see that the toxicity and insanity that they display in videos just like this are the very reason why men are done and walking away. It speaks to their ridiculous demand and expectations. Let's review some of them, shall we? First, she complains about the amount of men that she says are broke, don't want to be providers, or spend their money to take a woman out to a nice place. Which again, just proves the mindset that today's modern women have, which is that men are nothing more than a source of income, a source of wealth and status, a source of provision to them. That's it. Men aren't human beings. They aren't worthy of love, caring, or concern. Their only reason for existing is to generate money and then give it to women in the form of expensive dinners, presents, or all the other things that women expect, while offering nothing, literally nothing, in return. You'd have better luck Venmoing your life savings to a Nigerian prince than spending anything on a woman with that kind of mindset. At least the prince is honest about taking your money and leaving. Sorry, ladies, but it's not that men are broke, as you all are running around saying. It's that they've realized you aren't worth spending even a dime on anymore. Not one thin dime. She then continues her, let's call it, reaching out to men by asking, what do you want then? Well, darling, what men want is to be seen. What we want is to be heard. What we want is for you to stop treating us as a walking wallet and start treating us as a human being. A human being with thoughts, feelings, and emotions. A human being with wants, desires, goals, and expectations of our own. Something most of you are utterly incapable of respecting, let alone even acknowledging as acceptable. And your condescension and derision proves that. But it gets even better. Next, we resort to the new insult and attempt to be derogatory towards men that seems to be exploding. You know, where they imply that any man who doesn't spend all his money on them must be gay. And then moving on like clockwork, she falls back on the biggest thing that she and most women these days think makes them priceless. Their presence. Oh, sweetheart, I hate to tell you this, but for most of you, your presence ranks somewhere between getting a pair of used socks and a worn-out toothbrush for Christmas. Sorry, cupcakes, but your presence actually means nothing to us. Kind of like the equivalent of getting an inbox full of spam or an IRS audit. Sure, they're there, but it doesn't mean anyone's happy to see them.
Just remember that broke women want men to take care of them because they can't take care of themselves. Remember that newly found religious women have just finished their phase, and now they want to settle down and use their manipulation through religion to control you. Insecure women want men that they can control, manipulate, and use. Broke women are always the loudest about men that can't provide because they cannot provide for themselves. Women who want nothing in a relationship lack ambition, which means she will likely kill every single one of your dreams or ideas that you've ever had. Remember that women that want control, if you have children with them, will also control you through your children. A wounded woman is a woman looking for a father figure because she grew up either with a dad or fatherless. A woman who never respects you will always cheat on you, and there is no exception to this rule. A woman who claims that she's in her healing girl era and is bragging about it on the internet or to her friends and family, just remember that it's all for show, because a true person that's healing doesn't need to brag about it. If she lies about small things, she will always lie about bigger things. She's comfortable with bashing her friends to you, then she's going to be comfortable bashing you to all of her friends and family. A woman who plays the field is not only, but is also deeply insecure and uses it to feel wanted and needed, and she's likely using you just to feel wanted and needed. A woman who gets mad that men sexualize her, but she sexualizes herself, is the same woman that has rules for thee but not for me mentality. A woman who is screaming at the top of her lungs that men are not the prize, that men are beneath them, that men ain't, is the same woman that doesn't understand what a good man is because she's never had a good man in the first place. The type of woman that you need is someone that is submissive, that will listen to your leadership, who wants to grow with you, who wants to build with you, who believes in partnership and loyalty, who will do anything for you and doesn't disrespect you in the process.
If you enjoyed this video, I promise you will love this next video. I will see you there.